In our nation's history, unlike any other, our service members were fighting across Europe and the South Pacific. At the same time, there were so many challenges back home.
Tonight in The Price of Freedom, a man who served in World War II and made history. He did something that, at that time, had never been done before. Josh Rowe joins us now with that man's story. Josh.
Kim, Calvin, Jesse James Henderson was a Montford Point Marine, the first African-American Marines in history. He told me how hard the training was, how hard it was to find a job when he came home. Also told me about 1942 and getting a draft notice just after his 18th birthday.
I got a letter from the government asking me that I had to go and register for the military because they would need everybody that they could get.
That letter told him that he was to report for duty in the Navy, but during his physical, he learned he was going to train with the Marines at Montford Point, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
First thing they did, they took us to the barber shop, cut all our hair off. Some of them had hair going down the back. They would try to tell the barber how to cut it. He just get over there, that's it. Next.
Mr. Henderson says the training was hard.
What they were trying to do, they said, to make a tough soldier, a Marine out of her. And he looked at us and said, just that's the beginning of it. He said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
They sent him to Pearl Harbor for the rest of the war. It was a hard time, but it was also hard when he came back home.
And then nothing go right. I couldn't find a job. Everywhere I go looking for a job, they wasn't hired, and folk they would hire a lot of people, but I couldn't find a job. Went to the employment office every day. We ain't got nothing.
That's when he moved from Alabama to Chattanooga. There was work here. He spent the next 69 years living life, but he was never recognized for his service. That recognition finally came about a year ago. He was presented with the Congressional Gold Medal for his service last year.
That was one of the days I'll never forget.
And then, 2 weeks ago, he was recognized again with a trip to Washington, D.C. on an honor flight.
Never thought that I'd have ever been honored as much as I have been. I just was overwhelmed.
We talked to him just before he left.
Oh, I'm very excited. 90 years old, never been on a plane before.
And when he returned.
When he rolled me through the door at the airport, people was yelling and hollering and patting their heads so hard. So I was wondering what's going on. One lady come over there and told me, said, "You're a star." I said, "No, ma'am, I'm not a star."
Maybe not a star, but no doubt a hero.
We see the graveyard where President John F. Kennedy was buried in. We see a whole lot of different things that I thought I'd never see. All those monuments and everything.
He told us he's thankful for being honored a second time in less than a year.
Everything went well there and back, so I didn't have nothing to worry about. All the thing I worried about, I was still thanking the people that made it possible.
And among the folks he wanted to thank, the Daughters of the American Revolution Chief John Ross chapter, who funded and helped coordinate the trip, and his friend Marine veteran Ron Griffin, who went with them and helped him get around Washington, D.C.